Hello everyone, welcome to another episode here. Today we're going to look at a few functions. We're going to look at the LEN function, and we are also going to look at the sum product, because we'll be checking how to count characters in a cell, in a range of cells, and how to count specific character within that cell and specific characters within those cells. So we will have a sequence whereby we are doing like 4 formulas. They are the same, but they are looking at different things, and we will also be dealing with a huge number, big range of cells. What you see here, this photo, this is called Sport City. I know many of you know where this project is, so we will be looking what we are considering here as the security firm. So the red spot you see means that each building with the red spot has a security guard in it. So in one building we could have few activities like fire alarm happens maybe 4 times in a day, some other activities like fighting, some other activities like parking issues. You can see that most of this building doesn't lack parking in the basement. Also, there are so many activities that happen in one building. The blue label you see here, this is the post of the security supervisor. He is supposed to submit a report to the client or to his security company, the managers, of activities that happen here every day. So he will be submitting his report weekly or daily. So as you can see now, all this means these are different buildings, and each building has activities happening in it. So at least you have a grasp of how this report will be looking like, or where it originates. So let's jump onto this Excel file. Now here on this side, these are the buildings we saw. So I have just made a list of 18 buildings. They are different, and you can see like here we have the towers. The towers could be having offices. We have indoor arena, swimming pool, etc., etc. Now in our report here, this report will be happening monthly as it is, but he can submit it weekly like that. So we will start by building, making the dates, and we also want to make it easy that he doesn't have to edit all the information to change that date 1. If it is March, date 1 of March or Sunday, he writes Sunday. So we will use formulas to make all this simple. So what I've written here is just the start date, you can see, and now we need here to put the formula for the end date of that month. So we will say is equals to EO month. This is the formula to get end date of the month. So say open bracket, then click which is the first date, comma, how many months do you want this date to jump? We want 0 because we are just dealing with 1 month. So only 0, we'll say 1 month, and we click enter. So the report starts 1st of June, ends that is June 2020. Now, what we have on this side, as I said, these are the buildings of the post, and what we have here above are the dates. The reason we will use letters to name the activities is because we may have so many activities in date 1 of this building, tower 1, and we need to feed all these activities in one cell. Then we cannot write full names, so we want to reference these activities with a character. A character can be a letter, a digit, or a smiley, or a symbol, but I choose letters, so that's why we are using characters. So each character means something different. So down here we have the meaning of this character. So we will be using these letters, as you can see. I'm a bit zooming in here. You can see these letters. We have the alphabets. So the alphabets, if we use all of them, we would have 26 activities. So let's start making the dates first. So here, this line will carry the dates, this line will carry the name of that day. So to get the date, we will say date 1 is equals to this date. And so the reason it's coming 1 because I have formatted this date to show only D by checking here. You just right click. If you don't want to use the tab for this, you just right click and say date. Then here you will just custom, and you just type D, this D here. It will be like that. When you click enter, the date will show only the day, not the month and the year. So day 2 we will get like this, is equals to if. So this is another function we are using, the if function. So we'll say that if last date is greater than first date, this is in D4, is greater than D4, then take D4 plus 1, otherwise leave it. Then close the bracket and click enter. We have the 2. So we need to pull this date all the way to the end, but we need to all these cells to reference to the last date. So we need to make this last date cell absolute. So we click on the bar, on the formula bar, and click F4, and we have made that one absolute. So if we pull, all dates will be, all the days will be checking on to the last date, then bring results from the formula. We can see that we have the days there up to the end. So that's the formula. Now we want to name the name of the day. So it is equals to text, open the bracket, this cell, that is D4, comma, double speech mark, D means we want only 3 letters for the name of that day, and we click enter, we have Monday. So we pull the formula again up to the end, and we have our days labeled. So far we have done 3 formulas. So let's also, we need to label here. We need to show the weekends, and we need to show the weekend. So at least to make work easier for the supervisor as he's using this report. So we highlight all, then say conditional formatting, and we say new rules. Yes, use a formula to determine. So we say is equals to, or open the bracket, then say weekday, again open the bracket, then click the first date, then click F4 twice. I clicked the rest, just like that. So we are making the we are opening the column but locking the row, so it won't jump down, but it will stay, the formula will stay in that row. So we continue, we say comma 2, then close the formula again, let's close the bracket again, continue, say is equals to 6, then again comma, open the bracket. 6 is for Saturday, so days in a week are named from 1 to 7. Again we continue, we say no need for opening bracket, weekday, open the bracket, again D4, click on there D4 and click F4 and click twice F4, then comma, say 2, then close the bracket and say is equals to 7. Now let's format the cell, choose the color we want. So here I will choose green color, and I will say horizontal, or I can say start from center. I say okay. Again, oh, we did not close the formula. Just putting the last bracket, say okay, and there we have our formula. We have our weekend labeled with that color. So let's try to change. Say, because this is June, let's say 5, that is May. Click enter. Yeah, they move with the days. The color moves with the days. So now we've made that, and we have finished for that formula of inside the table. Now we want to bring the data so we can start putting in formulas for calculations. So here, what we have here is this letter A. This letter represents this name. So if it's accident, we will write A in our table. So if I write A, means there was accident in that. So when the supervisor receives the information from the security guard and he tells him there was a fighting case here in this building at this hour, so the supervisor will only need to write this letter inside that cell. So let's copy these cells, these letters, say copy. Now go here to date 1 and go to the formula bar, then click paste. So now that we have information in this cell, we need to format these cells in a way that the letters are in smaller size. So I will choose 8 for all of them, and I will also say wrap text for all of them, just like that. So we come back here, then we say we pull all the way. Now all our cells have data. So what we need to do now is to start making the formula, counting how many characters are in the cells. So first of all, we will count how many characters, how many activities happened in Tower 1 in this month. So the total of Tower 1 in this month will be here. So we say we will use is equals to the len function. We use is equals to len is equals to, first of all, because we are summing cells, we will say is equals to sum product, open the bracket, then say len, again open the bracket, then highlight all the cells involved, the range. Now our range starts from here, goes all the way to the last date of the month. That is how we want our formula to check. Then click enter. I was supposed to double click. Now we have it. I was supposed to have 2 brackets. We have the formula and the answer. We have 502 characters. So we just pull this all the way down to the last row of our table, and the formulas are there. You can see some are different because we don't have the same characters every day. So we can also reduce here some, let's say all this out, then you will see that this data will change. Pull the same way, let it change, pull it down, and then change. So the formulas are counting what is in the cells now. Now we can say that we have finished our report, but this gives just a total number of activities that happened, but it doesn't distinguish which kind of activity. So this is not a complete report to send to the manager or the client or the board. So we need to have a summary to categorize each activity on its own. So here we will have a summary table. If you look at this sheet, I have already made the structure of how it should look like. So in this sheet, we have tower 1, and these are the activities. So we need how many accidents were in tower 1, how many cases of children playing football in lobby were in all these buildings here. So here we will need the formula that counts the total, just like the one we made, but substitutes the character that represent accidents. So we jump in and say is equals to Sumproduct, then close the bracket, then say LEN, again open the bracket, sorry, not close. Then we need to highlight in this data entry, we need to highlight all this here, because you can see tower 1 is also our number 1 in the buildings there. Then as we do that, then we say we close the bracket, and we say minus LEN minus LEN, again open the bracket, substitute, open the bracket. Then again you need to highlight the whole range also, because we need the whole range to substitute certain letter. So here we are looking for a, say, comma, double speech mark. We saw it was accident, and accident is represented by letter A. Then say otherwise, leave it. This will omit all the other letters and leave us with only the character A. Then close and click enter. We needed also to close again, and there. We had 30 accidents in tower 1. Now you can see that we have derived this total number of 30 accidents from 502 activities within tower 1 in the whole month. So using Sumproduct and substitute, we are able to get what we want. So as you can see the formula here in the formula bar, this is what we wanted. Now we need to do the same to all those other buildings. So here we will check accident in tower 2. Now you can see that in the summary, the buildings are arranged vertically and the activities are horizontally. But when we go to the data entry, you can see that buildings are vertical and are horizontal, and vertically we have the dates, but we don't have any line for activities. Activities is the data that we feed in. So we need to, as we put the formula, we just remember how our data is arranged in the main entry. So let's put some format here. I want the numbers to appear in the center. Good. So here we want tower 2, and remember tower 2 is down on the other side. So I will need to do almost the same formula like I did. Then here down I will check for the same place, the same range, but check only one another item. So here I checked for character A. Here I will check which character represent football. Then here I can see that football is represented by letter B. So to make this simple, because these ones are running vertically, so the same range will be checked almost same range. So we just pull this down, D6 to H6. So this one is checking the ranges, but this is not what we want, because the ranges are, we need the football for tower 1, and tower 1 is in a vertical position. So we can make this absolute. We can lock the cells of the range here, click enter, then pull down at the way. So we are checking the same cells. We didn't lock all the cells, so let's lock all the cells here, click enter. Then now we pull this one down the way. So here we are not checking A, we are checking B, enter, because all the cells were almost the same. So we check cleaning car and we see what is here. So we can do one thing. We can say that here in the summary, to make this easy, we say insert, pull this line down, say this one is equals to data entry, this cell, click enter, then pull this cell down. It will be easy for us to understand which character we want to check, and put them in the middle, just like that. Then here we are checking B, then here we are checking C. So it's just going to the formula and changing the character. Here here we will be checking A. We are checking D, sorry, click enter. Because they were the same, we had the same characters in each cell in that row, in the range. That's why we are having same results. We have 30 A characters, 30 B characters, 30 C characters, etc., etc. So we will just continue with the rest of the formulas. So we've speeded up the so now we have all the data. So we have all the data inside now. So I have changed some cells, that's why all the data looks, all the numbers are the same. So now we need to get the total. The total is for checking how many activities were in this tower. So we need tower 1, how many activities happened in that month. So we just say is equals to sum, open the bracket, then take all here, then again close the bracket, click enter. Then we just apply this, just pull it all the way to the end. Now we need to know, we have checked for the buildings how many activities, so they will be down here, the totals. We want to know how many, this activity, accident, how many accidents were there in that month. We just do the same thing. We say is equals to sum, open the bracket, highlight the range where you want to sum up the information. So that's the range, close the bracket, click enter. Again, pull down. So our data in the main table will not be the same. Like this, we are having same numbers because I have made all the characters same in the table. That's why we are having same numbers. But this is what the supervisor will send as a report to his company. So you have seen how we can add characters in a cell. We've seen how we can sum up different characters, how we can get certain characters within a cell and within a range of cells. Also, suppose I wanted to use another formula, but I considered just to put this information direct. I wanted to use the XLOOKUP function. It's a very powerful one, but that XLOOKUP required us to have this table in somewhere else. Maybe let's say in the data entry, this table to be somewhere like here down or on this side area. You can see maybe we would have brought it there here. Then when we use the XLOOKUP function, we will put the function here. Then it brings the data from that table here automatically. So whenever you update your data entry table here for entering the characters here, then everything gets automatically updated. Same thing will be happening with this table. You will not need to edit the formulas anymore. The information will be coming direct. So you can see that the Dubai Security Services, let's say services company, have their report from the Sport City project, how activities do happen, how security came along these activities, how many activities happened in this project. Thank you very much. Hope you have learned a lot. Don't forget to subscribe as you end the video. Subscribe and also click the button. So much more videos are coming. And that function which we could have used here, click the bell so it will be in our next episode. Thank you very much.